What's going on? My name's Ash. I'm a cyclist that's lost just over 17 kilograms, gained around 60 watts on my FTP on the road to 5 watts per kilo. And this channel is all about sharing my journey to try and reach that fitness potential, squeezing the maximum value out of that so that I can share it with you. We can all hopefully become more powerful cyclists together. And this video is going to be all about my week on the bike in review. Last week started on the 20th, Monday, 40 on fruit, which was about me getting out into the Essex countryside. I had done a lot of hill rep sessions the week before, and this week I fancy doing a bit more of a longer ride, feeling the freedom of the countryside, and Essex is pretty much the closest thing I have to countryside. So I got out into Essex, away from the traffic, and we did 40 on fruit, 40 miles running on fruit, and it felt good. Let's have a look. Let's dive a little deeper. 40 miles at around 21 miles an hour, I think it was, and at an average of 243 weighted average power. So for 2 hours, 243 is a weighted average power. That was pretty good. I expect previously I've done this around 260 watts as a weighted average power, but 21 miles an hour is about as fast as I've ever done it. And yeah, 2,000 foot. This was a good ride. It was exactly the ride that I was looking for. So this week, the strategy is probably one on and one off. So 40 on fruit, 40 miles going as fast as I can. And then the next day doing some errands and track stands, which, as I've said previously, is just about me using my body as my transport, using my bike to go to the shops, doing errands and track stands at traffic lights, waiting for them to turn green in the city. And then once you recover from that, we go again. I fancy just getting back out into the countryside again, giving it another go. This time, so 40 on fruit, but even harder. Another 40 miles into the Essex countryside. This exactly the same route, just smashing my body even more. And as you can see here, the ride was entitled Into Oblivion. So I just wanted to lose my mind, smash my body, and just push myself as hard as I possibly could. Let's have a look what is the difference between 40 on fruit on Monday and Into Oblivion? There you go. So on the Monday, I did it weighted average 243. And on the Wednesday, I did exactly the same route at 267 weighted average power, which is a lot more like what I expect to be doing when I'm back to my full fitness. And yeah, look at that, 22 miles an hour over, 22 miles an hour over 25 miles, but I split the ride into two because on the way back we had, it was through Essex rush hour traffic, which is, like it says here, back through hell. And then the next day we were off again doing soggy errands and track stands, which was using my body as my mode of transport to do errands and track stands, waiting for the traffic lights to turn green. So then on the Friday, we have to Chilterns base camp, which the Chilterns is probably one of the most hilly regions in the south of England. And I decided to head out of the city to a friend's house, stay with them and use it as my base camp from which to head out into the Chilterns over the long bank holiday weekend here in the UK. So then on the Saturday, we headed out into, it was around Wendover, I think it is, and a hill climb called Aston Hill, which I'd done before and I wanted to do again, but this time just even harder. So it was called Aston Hill round 2, and we did exactly that. We got out there, and so as you can see here, we did 404 watts for the 3 minutes, and it was perfect for me to just practice losing myself. Before I did this hill climb, I just had to tell myself to go out of my face, to just not think about anything. So there's two things that I get from doing rides like this out in the Chilterns, in the countryside, away from traffic, where I can just focus on the efforts, is one, the physical muscular conditioning by just flogging myself up these short hill climbs, doing maximal efforts. And then by doing the maximal efforts, it means that I have to just lose my mind, get into a place with my mind where I'm just ultimately focused on nothing, and it means that I can forget the pain and push my potential power for much longer, and it all just comes together and I have fun out in the countryside, as you can see here. So 404 watts for the 3 minutes. just means that I'm where I want to be, pushing myself. And then again, yeah, we got Tom's Hill here, and I got a comm. We got a comm out on this ride, a 44-minute comm, which was me. It just shows again, this was a ride where, you know, I'm just pushing myself, and like I just kind of like, I feel like an unstoppable force when I'm on the bike. You unleash me on the bike, and I just want to push myself, and I'm just going to go hard for the entire ride. And that is my training. There isn't really much of a structure to it other than just smashing my body on one day and then off the next. So that then on the Sunday, we just had a bit of an active recovery day. Nothing happening here on the bike, just going out for a hike in the countryside, doing some walking, and putting my feet up for the rest of the day. Eating food, replenishing my glycogen stores so that the next day I could get back out on the bike again into the Chilterns. This being a long bank holiday weekend, I decided to stay here in the Chilterns. Everybody has the Monday off, but we'll cover that Monday in week 3's road to 5 watts per kilo. And so that's it for today. If you've got any questions about my week on the bike, let me know down in the comments below or across my social media. I'm always happy to answer your questions. In the meantime, thanks for watching. If I don't see you out on the road, I will see you in the next one.
I can't even believe you read that out loud. That's unbelievable. I don't even know what to say about it. That's amazing.